Hey there, it's Jenny from Southern Savers. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. Sometimes when you want your internet to work, that's when it goes the slowest. So it's good to join you, even if we are a tad behind schedule, but that's okay. Tonight, I thought we would talk back to school supplies. I always end every week's hangout with no clue where we're going to go next week. But this week, back to school deals started, and they always start back the week after July 4th. So just mark your calendar for future years. They never change on this one. And I know it seems early, but it's kind of like Christmas, guys. They start everything as early as they possibly can. So that's why you're seeing it. When you really don't want to think about back to school, that's when the deals start. So I thought it would be a good thing for us to cover just so that everyone's ready. But we can also go anywhere that y'all have questions. So if you want to talk Pampers diaper deal at CVS or Super Doubles at Kmart or whatever's going on this week or just whatever you're trying to learn, feel free to throw in any questions you have. I'll gladly cover it all. The big things for back to school, though, that I do want to get across for folks is that we have to start now. The deals are running now, so this isn't the kind of thing where we want to wait till the last minute. What's going to happen is waiting till the last minute, you will have missed all these tiny little sales that are happening week by week and tiny little deals. So I'm not going to go in and knock out all my back to school shopping in one week. I kind of want you to treat it almost like the way you Christmas shop. We would buy presents throughout the year and tuck them away. That's how we're going to get the best possible deals on presents. Same kind of concept on back to school. I want you to look at grabbing one or two tiny deals each week if you can do it and tucking those away. So come August, you have everything under the sun that you can think of. And also a big tip as you're doing this is to remember that we do not see back to school deals in the spring. So you want to shop for the whole year and seriously tuck them away. If my children knew that there were markers and crayons hidden in the house, they wouldn't last very long. But we need to do a good job of that because you're not going to find the spring sales that you find in the fall. So we want to get everything that we need and as much of it as we can when it's on sale, which is now in July and early August. Back to school deals actually end for some folks before school even starts. So we can't lollygag on these. We have to grab the deals when they're popping up. And what I mean by that, if you check out the lists that are on Southern Savers this week for Staples and Office Depot / Office Max, now that they're the same store, you'll notice that we're already seeing 25-cent deals and penny deals on various things. They all have limits, so you can't go in and buy all of them in the store. But I do want to go ahead and snag some of those things as they're popping up each week versus watching them go away and they're not going to come back. So I don't want to just sit around and watch the deals disappear. And they'll change week by week. A few tips with those. I don't have an Office Depot or an Office Max that's pretty close to our house at all. But as long as it's a national brand item, like this week, Office Depot has 5-count Sharpie pens on sale for $1. That's a great price for Sharpie pens and highlighters as well. And that I could take that deal to Walmart or Target and they will price match it. So don't forget that Walmart and Target will price match any local competitor's ad, but the trick is that it has to be a product that they sell. So when we see penny Office Depot erasers for the tops of pencils, I can't walk into Walmart and get Walmart to price match an Office Depot product. So I'm going to want to grab things on price match that are national brand products and they're the same size that are sold in Walmart or Target, which is always the tricky part when it comes to price matching in those stores. You may see a 2-count Sharpie marker and Walmart may sell a 5-count or whatever the case may be. Colored pencils last year got a lot of us because I actually have an example. We had 12-count colored pencils that were less than $1, but then you went into Walmart and Walmart sold a 16-count colored pencil. So you weren't able to price match it when you got there, but hopefully most of these deals, we're not going to have that issue. And just so that you're at least aware of that it could happen, Hopefully it won't, though, on most items that you're grabbing. So we want to keep an eye out on the office supply stores. That's where most of the really, really low price deals are coming. Target's going to throw in some as well, but they don't start quite so soon. Target's going to start towards mid-July to the last week in July. We're going to see gift card promotions like we did last summer. And the gift card promotion runs for a longer period. It's not 1 week, but it tends to run for a whole month with a mobile text coupon. So just watch for that one to come out. And Target's going to set up their big back to school section. When they do, look for tiny deals. Last year, they gave us $1 off coupons on any 2 up and up products. That made index cards and pencil erasers. It made pencil sharpeners, lots of things free. So just look for 50-cent products and use your coupons as wisely as you can. We are going to see coupons for national brands as well. So Sharpie, Papermate, Bic, they tend to always give us stationery and pen coupons. Other products do not. So if you see a Crayola coupon, we saw some pop up last year, you want to print that puppy the minute you see it, because these brands, they don't put out coupons very often. Other products you're never going to see coupons for. So we've got like composition books and Mead. We'll see some, they're the only national brand in paper products. So you can find Mead coupons, but we never see Mead go as cheap as like this is a top flight. Just the house brands of the little spiral notebooks and composition books. So we're actually going to grab house brands on a lot of these things because they are the cheapest. Composition books and spiral books are usually 50 cents or less. And spiral bound one subject notebooks will get as low as 10 cents. So, and I know I'm kind of like throwing a bunch at you all at the same time, but just so you're like tucking away little tips. Best stores, again, office supply stores are number 1. Grocery store wise, we're going to see a lot of buy one, get ones that start this week in Publix. And those buy one, get ones do not feel like you have to run out and get them tomorrow, because those buy one, get ones are not going to change. And they will continue to be buy one, get one until school starts. We may see some fluctuate in and out, but as a whole, Publix just kind of has their back to school section and they stick with it. Kroger, however, has the best prices. So if we're going to rank grocery stores, Kroger usually wins. They will have the cheapest prices on spiral notebooks. They're going to have the cheapest prices on like Duotang pocket folders. That's what I called them when I was in school. And we'll even see crayons for 25 cents for Crayola crayons. So they always win compared to all the other grocery stores. Publix comes in second. And that's hard for me. I don't like to confess that Kroger wins at anything, but telling you the truth. So if I'm going to watch for deals, I want to watch in those stores as well as the office supply stores. Again, Target's going to have deals. Walmart doesn't. So Walmart's going to set their back to school prices and they're not going to change them. We're not going to see 25-cent items 1 week and then they're gone the next. They just kind of across the board are going to set some back to school deals and they're going to keep them that way. Staples tried that last year. It didn't work so well for Staples. So we're already seeing the 25-cent items come back that we didn't have as many of last year. They should have learned from JCPenney's. We like sales. And when you take them away, people stop shopping there. So thankfully, that won't last forever and we get our deals back. Let me jump over to Brady's question and then we'll come back to school supplies, and y'all feel free to add in your questions as well on anything that you'd like. So Brady's off the topic question, what's the best way to price match large appliances? I'm having a horrible time trying to figure out what's the best deal on the best item. So the first thing, Brady, is to kind of learn everybody's policies, and pretty much everybody will price match everybody else, but it's learning who's going to go below the price of the competitor. So if I'm heading into Lowe's, do they price match Home Depot, or do they price match Home Depot plus go another 10%? Or are they willing to do that even if it's not their policy? In general, a lot of them are not going to go lower, so be okay with the fact that they'll just price match. But what I would recommend, Brady, is that you get them to throw in other things. They do have control over other promotions that they may not want to say they have control over. So if they're not offering free delivery or free haul away, get them to. That is something they can add in and key in themselves. So the price match, and then going for those extra incentives. Can we get them to throw in anything else on top of it? They have that ability to key that in, even in Lowe's and Home Depot where you don't feel like they should. And looking for coupons to go along with those things. I know odds are you're not moving, but anytime we can find that 10% off Lowe's or Home Depot coupon, it can be worth it. If you've got a lot of appliances to grab, this may be where you head on to eBay. You can actually get Lowe's coupons on eBay. I know that's very random, but it's basically like somebody moves and they don't plan on using theirs, and so they sell it for a low value. Stay away from Lowe's and Home Depot coupons that are too good to be true on eBay, though, because they are too good to be true, and there are definitely scammers out there. Just want to stick with the 10% off coupons. Anything else isn't legit. I saw one pop up on Facebook for Lowe's in the last 2 weeks that was $100 off of a $120 purchase. That would be wonderful, but that is not real. So one other thing, Brady, that I would throw out there is Sears. And I don't know if you have Sears in your area. We have lost all of ours. So for me to go to a Sears, I'd have to go all the way to Charlotte. But Sears will price match other people's deals. They will still give you the points, the Shop Your Way reward points on top of whatever you grab. And then they run extra incentives as well for Sears card holders that we can throw in on everything. So most of our appliances over the years, and we've had to get new appliances, I guess in our 12 years of marriage, we've bought new appliances probably 3 times for moving into an old house that just needed lots of work or whatever the case may be, broken dishwashers. We've always ended up at Sears price matching other people's sales and working with those Sears sales folks to get the best offers. And part of the reason there is that they, working on commission only, work very hard for the deal, and they're kind of all about closing it to get the best sale possible. Hopefully that's some good help for you. And the last thing I would throw in, Brady, too, is to maybe check out and pay with a rewards credit card. So you're kind of tripling in on, if you're, heading to Sears, I'm getting the Shop Your Way rewards points. I'm going to get an incentive from the credit card that I paid with. Obviously pay the credit card off. Don't carry a balance, but you get the idea. Teray says, my husband accidentally gave the wrong number to the CVS cashier. We lost our card and we don't use this card. He received an extra care buck. How can I link it to the right card? It was an innocent mistake. This is a tricky one, Teray. You're going to have to call CVS corporate and see what they can do. There's no way for the store to take it unless the store just keyed it in manually as just a minus, $1 off, whatever it is. And if it's a small extra care buck, the store may be willing to do that. Maybe just willing to be like, you know what, we understand. We will just key it in as a coupon and stick it in our drawer. But if we're talking like a $10 extra care buck or sometimes even above $5, they don't want to touch it, then we're going to have to go through customer service so that you can just get them to handle it on their side. And they should be able to do that without a problem. So just a quick phone call to CVS. And then your other question was a back to school best price list. I have not made a new one, and it's on my to-do list for this week, for this year, but I have made them in past years. So just Googling Southern Savers back to school best price list would show you last year's, but I will pull a new one. And the hard part is that I have to base it off of last year's prices because I don't actually know how low we're going to go in the next 6 weeks on various things. We don't see a huge fluctuation from one year to another. The differences that can throw in there are manufacturer coupons. Maybe BIC decides they're not going to put out a coupon, which would be pretty rare. But if, for instance, that happened, then obviously I'm not going to get completely free products. So I still have things. My husband was laughing at me as I grabbed. I never have show and tell for you guys. I'm always like reaching out and I just have my cell phone. But I grabbed some tonight. These are left over from last year's deals because Papermate gave us coupons. So you're going to be able to get these pens and the BIC Crystal pens. So just learn what they look like now, completely free after coupons. We have a lot of these still in our house a year later. But everything that's next to me is last year's deal on back to school supplies because they were so cheap. You stock up on them. And homeschooling, we don't really use a ton of back to school supplies. But if you wanted to come to our house and hold school, we could do it for a lot of folks. But I will make you a list. Just be ready for some prices to possibly be different. It's only based on historical prices, not necessarily on knowing where all the ads are going to go for the next 7 weeks. So Brady, back to appliances, you're saying, you know, what other items would they throw in? Possibly throwing in, like, let's say we're looking at a dryer. We're going to need the electrical cord on the back of it, or the electrical cord for the back of the stove. You're going to need a dryer vent hose. They never include these things with appliances, and here you're paying like $700 for a new appliance, and you still have to pay the $5 for the dryer vent hose. So just seeing, you know, is there a way that we can package these together? Is there a way that we can get an incentive on this? And definitely the haul away and removal being free, never paying for those. They can make them free no matter what they tell you. So that's where I would go. And you're saying you're moving, which is awesome. So go ahead and change your address early. You'll get that 10% off coupon for Lowe's from changing your address. And then even though that's a Lowe's coupon, Home Depot will take it as a competitor. So if you decide that the fridge that you want is at Home Depot and they have a better price, or you just like dealing with them better, they will accept Lowe's coupon. So don't become loyal to Lowe's just because you have this 10% coupon. You can kind of play around. And looking at all three of yours, you have the Sears. Sears will also accept that Home Depot coupon, but a lot of times I can get Sears even lower than the price match. So play with them because they really will. That Sears salesman is usually out to give you the best price possible. And even if you say, you know what, I'm looking at 2 different fridges, I cannot make up my mind, they are both the same price, you make up my mind for me, they will make that happen. And Sears Outlet, if you've not ever been in there, can be a great place to go for appliances because that's where a lot of Sears's scratch and dents end up going if you have one in the area. There's really nothing wrong with these appliances. We actually got a brand new dryer. Nothing wrong with this dryer. A woman had purchased a set, did not like the washing machine, and then returned the set. So, okay, we'll take the dryer. It's considered scratch and dent because it's been returned, but there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. We saved a chunk of money off of that dryer. So that's the fun part of Sears Outlet. They also have really good prices on other appliances that aren't scratch and dent because they're usually appliances that are either last year's model or were overbought in Sears. They had too many of them. They're not getting rid of them. They're not moving fast enough. So they move them to Sears Outlet and they go a lot faster. My favorite deal at Sears Outlet is for freezers. So if you want extra freezer, that's where I would usually send you because they have some of the best prices around if you've got one in your area. We used to have one in Columbia and it closed down a couple of years ago. It was a sad day. And one other little tidbit on Sears Outlet is that they sell clothes. Most people don't realize that. And they very regularly put out coupons for just like $10 off any clothes. So you just head in and find something for $10 and you're going to get it completely free. So it's completely off the topic on appliances, but if you have one in your area, it can be a fun little store to head into on a regular basis. Rebecca says, I went to the office supply stores today and all the sale stuff was already gone. It's Monday. I know that's incredibly frustrating, and you can price match national brands, but the store brands tend to be the 1 cent and 25 cent deals. Maybe other parents can chime in. Do you have to follow the school supply list? Exactly. Like if it says Fisker scissors or 24 count colored pencils, most are 12 count, 18 count Crayola crayons, etc. This is my first year school shopping. Congratulations on your twins turning 5. You survived. Mine are 10. It's fun altogether. I have to say someone else will need to chime in only because, and I'm glad, so Jennifer already did in saying that most teachers, she's not picky if you can't get the correct count or brand. Just anything is appreciated. And that would be my guess for most teachers, but we've always homeschooled. So I can't chime in on what every single public school teacher is going to ask. But honestly, from just friends that I know that are teachers, so many children don't come to school with school supplies. So if you come to school and your kid has 24 counts instead of 18 counts, the teacher is just happy as a lark that they have school supplies. It's not really going to be an issue. I would go ahead and grab what is the best price. I do know there's one thing as your kiddos get older that teachers get a little more specific on. And so as they get older, if you see pencils that have a brand on them, so like these are Dixon pencils, and these are actually not normally the brand that they would want. You'll see Ticonderoga pencils, and the teacher's very specific on that. Teacher's a little OCD, but for some reason, when it comes to pencils, you're going to find a lot of teachers that are a little OCD. So if there was anything that I stayed brand specific on, Rebecca, exactly what I was told to do, it would be the pencils, and then not worry about it everywhere else. If you get 24 count Crayolas versus 18 count, they're not going to care. You can just chime in that your kid knows more colors than other kids if that's the case. But get the deals. And then when it comes to store brands and the Monday deal, being in an office supply store on Monday, that is very typical. And that's the problem with the penny and the 25-cent deals. They go very fast. I am not a Sunday shopper. Our Sundays are busy enough with church and nap. That is my Sunday routine. So I am going to miss a lot of the house brand penny items, national brands. I'm going to price match somewhere else. And the okay part to that and missing the 25-cent and penny items is that a lot of those items we're still going to end up getting really good deals on using like the Target $1 off up and up products. Erasers are still about 50 cents. I might end up paying a nickel for them in Target after the store coupon, but I'm still going to get deals on those penny and 25-cent items somewhere else if I have to. It's not going to be the only deal that pops up on them. So don't go tearing out to grab a deal that's going to be completely gone by Monday. You can ask the store if they get a midweek truck, but normally they don't on these penny and 25-cent items. So just be ready for that in general to kind of be sold out on a regular basis. And thanks again, Jennifer, for chiming in on yes, just buying whatever you can grab. They're usually very thankful for. Sorry. So other back to school purchases. We've talked about a lot of the tiny items, larger items. This is the largest one that I have next to me besides the laptop in front of me. This is the best time of year to buy electronics. And we're actually going to get better prices during back to school season on laptops and computers than you'll even see during Black Friday. So if you need a laptop, you should consider getting it in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And that may not be on your radar right now, but the hard part is the email that I get comes September 1st that says, hey, are there any deals on laptops? I'm sorry, it's September 1st, and the deals on laptops, they ended 2 weeks ago. So don't miss this window if you think it's something that you need or it's something that you're even pondering about. We're going to be able to get laptops crazy cheap during back to school season, and that's pairing in store sales and manufacturers rebates. HP computers tend to kind of run with the best sales because they tend to run the best manufacturer rebates on their computers. We are not going to see huge discounts on Apples. So if you're looking for some amazing deal on an Apple computer, you need to look on last year's model. They just don't do the sales that the other manufacturers do because they don't have to. They're their own brand and they have no competition for their entire line, where PCs have massive amounts of competition. There are going to be some brands that you've never heard of before that have amazingly good prices, and this is going to follow the same logic that anything would follow in that. You're going to get what you pay for. So if the deal is way too good to be true, kind of stay away from it. It's just going to be a laptop that drives you insane. But a great price is anywhere in the $300 range for a really good laptop. We're going to see that a lot all throughout back to school season. Most of the best deals on laptops end up being at Staples, in all honesty. They just have the best sales and the manufacturer rebates paired in. We are not going to be able to pair in any Staples coupons with those, though. So don't go digging for a store coupon before you go to the store to buy a laptop. All Staples and Office Depot, Office Max coupons exclude computers, and some of them even exclude printers. So don't get super excited that you're going to stack all of this together. You've probably already got a really great deal. But if you are grabbing something larger, those stores price match as well. So if I have a laptop, I've picked it out at Staples, and turns out Amazon has a better price. Staples does price match Amazon, especially during back to school season. They kind of activate a whole new price match policy for schools, back to school season, but they'll also price match local competitors, and they'll take competitor coupons. So you can throw all of that into your purchase. Again, the coupon's not if I'm buying a computer, but other items, I can use those competitor coupons in that moment if I had them. In all honesty, for me, I have more Staples coupons than I do other stores, and that's where I would encourage you to become part of the rewards programs for the office supply stores. So Staples is the Staples Rewards program. Office Depot, Office Max as well has a reward system. They're all free to join. The Staples reward system actually has a really huge perk, and that is that you get free shipping on any order as long as you're a rewards member. Okay, I don't even have to pay to be a rewards member, but I want to encourage you to become one, because they mail out a ton of store coupons all throughout the year. I've gotten 2 in our mail just in the last week: a 10 off 20, a 20 off 50, a 25 off 100. So they're all different values, but you know, if there's something that we needed to grab, they're going to come in really handy. They're not going to work on electronics, but they're going to work on all the other school supplies and other deals that are running. So just be looking for all of that. And one other thing to throw out that is back to school-ish is computer printer paper. We're going to see regular deals almost every single week that's going to make for free or 1 cent. Max that I would ever pay for a ream of computer paper is $1, but you will see those every single week at Staples and Office Max, Office Depot some, but Staples always. And usually the deal resets every week to 2 weeks. So just look on the rebate number for it to have a different series of numbers. You're good to buy that again. My husband was just asking me recently, what's the price on paper? I'm trying to figure out the cost per copy for something at church. I said, paper's free. Cost per copy, free. This is how easy it should be. Not really. But if you can handle, you know, 1 ream at a time and you're not needing a massive amount of something, really great deals. However, 2 years in a row now, we've seen a deal pop up at Office Depot online. Hopefully we'll see it this year. It hasn't happened yet, but you know, maybe you can hold back and just wait and see. 2 years in a row, though, we have gotten 3 cases of paper. It's a large purchase out of pocket. It's about $100 out of pocket, but you end up getting it all back in rebates. That's a lot of paper. That's 15 reams of paper in the end. These are 5 ream cases. Sometimes it's 10 reams, completely free after the rebate. That one's always at Office Depot, Office Max. So if you see that deal, be ready to grab it, because that's a lot of paper at a really great price. And even your school teachers will love it. Even if it's not on your school list, your teacher will love it. But a lot of schools nowadays are putting printer paper on your school supply list. So be ready for that. And along that line, and Rebecca's question, you actually seem to know exactly what's already on your school supply list, but some schools are really slow in putting out school supply lists, and that's the question I get a lot of years is, I'm glad that school supplies have already started, but I don't have my list yet. Don't panic by that. Just go ahead and start shopping based on what you think your children will need. And you know what? If you grab some extra crayons, I've never seen kids that are sad by that, but don't wait for that list either. You know, just as was chimed in by Jennifer, if you end up getting something that's not the exact brand, it's not the end of the world. To me, it should really be the teacher's issue. You should put your school supply list out early, but if they don't use that as an excuse to not start. We want to go ahead and grab them while the deals are running, and just be slowly stocking up on them. And also, if you don't have anyone that you need school supplies for and you're just hanging out with us because you love to hang out on Google Hangouts, please consider getting them and donating them. We grab a lot of crayons and pencils and whatnot, and they go in our Operation Christmas Child boxes every Christmas. But there are also school supply donation bins in almost every grocery store right at the front entrance. So I don't even have to take these very far. If there was a deal at Target or even Publix, I literally can donate them in the store for school supplies. So consider doing that. If you've already met your list, you did it all, you spent $5, great. Then let's start to knock out some other people's lists for them and donate those as well, because you are going to get some really good deals, and maybe even more than you needed. I think last year we probably left with about 20 packs of crayons, or across the whole back to school season had about 20 packs of crayons. I don't need that many crayons, but that's where they're going to come in handy for Operation Christmas Child boxes, or donating to Sunday school, or donating to other people that need school supplies. So just tuck that away and make sure you're ready. A few other deals, since Teray was kind of asking for a back to school price list. I mentioned the really great paper deal, but when it comes to crayons, we will see incredible deals on Crayola crayons. I didn't grab those, but we're talking the little packs, the little 24 count packs of Crayola crayons, and they're gonna pop up everywhere. So we're gonna see them on sale for around $1.25. That's usually the go price. You'll see people put them on sale for 50 cents a pack. It's not a go price, 25 cents a pack. And you will see it. We see even Toys R Us do this. So Toys R Us is gonna put them on sale 4 for $1. Some of you may never head into a Toys R Us any other time of the year, but we're gonna head in now just to get the Crayola crayon deal. And even that deal at Toys R Us can be price matched at Walmart and Target. So don't sit there and think it's not an office supply store. Walmart and Target will price match even a local Toys R Us or Babies R Us. So when you see that deal pop up, they ran that last year. It almost felt like it was every other week that it would pop up. So we would see crayons for 25 cents, and then next week it would be off, and then it would be back at 25 cents. So I want to be ready to kind of grab those if I'm out and about. If I'm already in Target, I might as well run in as up to the customer service and price match those crayons right then while I'm in the store. Barbara's chiming in and saying that paper is a penny this week after a rebate at Staples. So yes, happens a lot in Staples. And again, if you grab the rebate this week and then you see the deal come back next week, it's usually a new deal. So we could head in every single week and get a ream of paper. That's a lot of paper. These are after rebates in Staples. So if you've not ever done Staples Easy Rebates, they're all online. They're super easy. I don't have to mail anything in. That's why they call them Easy Rebates. And then it's going to be sent to you. It depends on the deal, but usually it's sent to you in the form of a Visa gift card. If they're sent to you in Staples Rewards credit, that's going to come actually in your email for most folks, and you're going to have $5 or $10 saved up. But most of them are in gift card form. That Visa gift card, I can turn around and use it anywhere. I don't have to use it in Staples. So those are the perfect ones. I can even use the Visa gift card to pay for another ream of paper. Just keep in mind that it takes a good 4 to 6 weeks for it to come to you in the mail. So you may be, owed a few gift cards before they actually started coming to be able to reuse last week's to pay for next week's. That's not going to happen. But very good deals to grab them. And we'll see other deals at Staples too that involve the Easy Rebate, so don't be afraid of them. They are very good deals in what they're going to give you, and they are super easy to submit for. If anyone has any other questions though, we can always jump anywhere else. That was a bulk of what I was going to tell you for school supplies, except I guess we didn't cover laptops. I'm sorry, we did not laptops, backpacks. Backpacks and other types of larger accessories, I would hold off, and we usually see in August the best backpack deals. So we don't want to go backpack crazy right now. We actually want to wait. And I know I'm telling you, grab everything now and don't wait, but backpacks are the exception because backpacks are not something that stores stock all year long in massive quantities. And so if you're cool with, and not necessarily the leftovers, but just cool with waiting, we don't have to get like the backpack of the year, we're going to go ahead and wait until they put them on sale. We saw Office Depot and Office Max offer almost 100% back in rewards on backpacks last year. So it's just made for a free backpack. Staples did basically the same thing. Backpacks came out to be about $5. And these were some top brands. These were JanSports and backpacks that will last multiple generations. I still have my JanSport backpack from high school and I still use it. Wait, again, those best deals start the beginning of August because they're going to try to put them on little tiny sales all through July and hope that you'll bite. But then come August, they start panicking because they've got 300 backpacks in the middle of the store and they have to clear them out. No one's buying backpacks come September. So that's when we're going to get the best deals. Joellen asked, where's the best place to find graphing calculators? That is also usually Staples and Office Depot. We're going to see some kind of rebate-ish gift cards along with them at Target. So Target's going to say, you know, buy a TI-85 and get a $10 Target gift card. But we usually still see the best prices at Staples or going used. So hopping on eBay and looking for a used TI-85, TI-89. These graphing calculators don't change very much. I have a TI-89 that's like 15 years old. It still is going to do and almost look exactly the same as the current model now. So I almost would push you to the used side versus the brand new side. You're going to save a lot more money that route if you're willing to do that. So hopping on eBay and seeing what you can find. And Teray, yes, if I see the book bag deal, I'm going to do my very best to make sure you don't miss it. So it'll be in the daily newsletter and it'll be on the site and I'll push it to Facebook. But we've seen that deal probably about 3 years in a row now. So it's one where I'm going to be more surprised if it doesn't happen than when it does. I like when they become that predictable. It makes my job very easy. But yes, so if you're not brand specific, you're going to get some really good deals on backpacks. And that would be another one where even if you've already grabbed your backpack or you're having your kids reuse theirs from last year, my kiddos, we go to a co-op one day a week. So their backpacks don't really get a lot of use. We've been using the same backpack for numerous years, but if we can grab a free backpack, grab it and donate it. That's a huge donation. And it didn't end up costing you anything after a rebate. You got it all back in a Visa gift card. You turn around and use that on your groceries. You know, in the end, it's really not anything out of your pocket that much. So be willing to grab them when you see the deal pop up. But also, Teray, look for that deal in August. It's not going to start until August, just so you're ready. And in terms of when all of these deals end, I mentioned it earlier in the call, but in case you're joining us later, do not look for back to school deals after the last week in August. Come September 1st, it's over. You missed it. And really even the last week in August, it's over. You missed it. So if school doesn't start back for you until after Labor Day, you have to do these deals before school starts back. If I wait until after Labor Day to buy everything or after the first day of school, then I've missed every single deal that's out there and you're paying top dollar for all your school supplies, which in all honesty is exactly what they want you to do. That's why they do this. So this isn't like Christmas Eve shopping, we're gonna get the best deals. They realize that the procrastinator has to have their school supplies and that they really have to move them because that first week in September, after that, nobody wants school supplies. So whatever they have left is what they're stuck with. There are no sales on them in September except for clearance deals and what they're trying to get rid of. And then you're stuck with whatever's left and you're not going to be able to get your whole list. So you have to shop early in July and August. Hopefully I have gotten that point across quite well. And one thing that we're not going to do, we're not doing online shopping for a lot of these deals. So very rare to hop online and go to Amazon and grab school supplies. Amazon does not win on any back to school. Amazon may win for Christmas. They are not going to win here. It's all local deals. So I know for some folks that's annoying because it means hitting more stores or more gas. Just time this into your weekly trips. And again, price match where we can. So no, I'm not going to run to Toys R Us and Staples and Target. I'm just going to go to Target and get the deals that I can from both of those other ads at customer service in Target. So make sure you're up on how to price match in Target and Walmart. Walmart, I do it at the register. Target, I do it at customer service. Walmart, I do not have to have an ad. I would still bring it with you. It's just their policy says you don't need it. Target, you need something. They are not going to price match it without something. It can be on your phone, but it has to, in some way, kind of show them that this is the deal. Amanda says, a little late to the party. Do you know if Staples is going to do their binder recycling again this year? Yes, from what I've heard, they are. I actually have a meeting with Staples corporate coming up in a week to talk all back to school. So I will make sure that kind of get the specifics on it, but I haven't heard that they're not doing it again this year. And that was a really good program last year where you could turn in old like 3-ring binders and whatnot and use that money towards new binders. Keep in mind that binders are a really high ticket item and Staples doesn't always have the best prices on them. So we're gonna get better prices on binders in Target and Walmart, staying away from the Staples prices unless you have an Avery coupon or a Staples house brand coupon. And occasionally Staples will put their house brands on sale for $1, maybe $2 for the larger size, but the name brand ones in Staples are painfully priced. So we don't want to just go tearing in and grabbing them all in there by any means. We want to head somewhere else. Okay. Any other questions? We can always go wherever you guys want me to. To jump off topic and into other deals that are running this week, I kind of hinted at we could go anywhere you wanted. But if you're looking for deals on diapers, CVS wins this week. You can get Pampers diapers crazy cheap with CVS Extra Care Bucks. So I think it's like $3.24 a pack for Pampers. They win the diaper award for the week. Kmart's are super doubling coupons that are $2 or less. That's fun if you have a Kmart near you. I don't think we have any more left in our city, but keep in mind to do that in Kmart. It's with a $25 purchase. That $25 purchase in the past had to be on a specific category. So I had to spend $25 in groceries, and that is not part of the stipulation this time. So I just have to spend $25 in Kmart on anything. Could be clothing, could be other things that you need. And then 5 coupons that are $2 or less will double in value. And it does make for some good deals on some household cleaners, Tide, Bounty, other things that we've got some $1 off coupons for, and then pair in some apps that go with that, because I can use my SavingStar and my Ibotta's and my Checkout 51s and all of that on any purchase for Kmart. So pairing in as well. Does Kmart do school supply sales and do they price match? Yes, we're going to see some school supply sales at Kmart. We don't have them yet. They were not in this week's weekly ad. I would expect Kmart, sadly, Kmart is where they are because they tend to not always follow the trends of everybody else. So look for those to start in probably 2 more weeks at Kmart, but we will see back to school supplies in their store. Do they price match? To my knowledge, they do not price match other stores the same way that Target and Walmart do. That's kind of one of those, that's a great question, and I should know the answer to that, but I don't. So if someone else would chime in. The last Kmart closed down in our city probably about 5 years ago, and they're all turned into churches now, which is great. But I can't go there. So I'm not always up on their policies when it comes to other things, and I do most of our shopping in Target and Walmart. So if someone wants to chime in and answer that, that would be great. But they will have some school supply sales, at least. I can answer that one. Do I know if Lowe's Foods will be due for a triple coupon week or a super double week in the next few weeks? Jenna, to my knowledge, Lowe's Foods has not run a couponing event in a very long time. So I don't know that they're going to be due for anything. Harris Teeter is the one that's continued to run events. We just saw Super Doubles in Harris Teeter 2 weeks ago, which is great. We probably have 2 more of those before the end of the year, but I'm not quite sure if Lowe's Foods is due for anything. Kind of makes me want to see when the last time they even ran an event was. I want to say it was a very long time ago. The last thing I'm seeing is triples being March 19th of 2014. So it's been a while. But Harris Teeter, if you've got one of those nearby, that's where I would be heading to grab those deals when they run them. Not now, but hopefully soon-ish. So we hit Kmart, we hit CVS. We've already hit all the back-to-school supplies at Staples and Office Depot. Other deals to grab, Publix is starting their back-to-school supplies again in this coming ad. Bilo is not, Kroger is not. So we want to kind of grocery-wise, Publix is in on the trend, but no one else is quite yet. Look for the grocery stores to start in a couple more weeks. And then in terms of other deals around town, we've got lots of baby deals in Target this week as well. They're not going to beat the CVS deal on Pampers diapers, but they have the really high value coupons back, a $20 Target gift card and a $40 Target gift card back with specific purchase amounts. So if you needed to knock off a baby registry or get something large, this is the week to do it in Target. And then considering that they will price match as well, could be quite an incentive. So Jenna asks, and I'll just put the question up on the screen, how does SavingStar work at Publix since Publix does not have a customer reward card that I can link to my account? So SavingStar works at Publix using the You Promise. I'm going to try to find you a link to it. Using the You Promise card that Publix already has. So go into your store and ask for the You Promise key tag. And if you head to this URL that I'm sticking in the chat window, if you click on that, you'll see what the key tag looks like. So head to your store and ask for the You Promise key tag. They do have them. If they try to act like they don't, they'll hunt for them. My store, they used to keep them in the rounder near the weekly ad, but they're all out. And I did find out recently that they are at all the registers. The registers have them. If I ask at checkout, I can get one. It's a You Promise key tag, but take the tag and head to SavingStar.com and register that card. And now when I check out in Publix, I scan that card. I don't need it to get the sales, but I scan the card and they tell SavingStar what I purchased. So it's a rebate. I don't get it off at the register, but I don't have to do any work. All I have to do is scan the card when I check out and I'm done. I don't have to take a picture of my receipt. I don't have to submit anything. So that's kind of great that they are a card-based store, but Publix just didn't create a new card for them. They're making them use the same You Promise card. And the reason for that is that SavingStar is actually owned by You Promise. They're the same company. So making them share the same card kind of makes sense. It's just labeled a You Promise card and not a SavingStar card. Michelle asked about a buy price list for school supplies. I have not made one yet. It's on my to-do list this week, but I'm gonna share the one from last year with you so that you can kind of at least see where things went on last year's prices, and they're going to be really similar for this year. So when I make this list and I share it later on this week, please know you guys are on here. What you're looking at is based on historical prices, and you'll see that even at the top of the 2014 list. I don't know, for without a doubt that this is what's going to be on sale, but I can completely pull it from last year's prices to give you an idea of where things are going to be this year. So use that list. We're really not going to see a huge difference in prices. Even as I skim it from last year's list, it'll definitely be very, very similar. Shauna asks, can I recommend the best cell phone carrier? Honestly, price-wise, I would love to say, this is who you should go with, but the real issue is who has coverage in your area. And I did do, I'll put in that link for you. I kind of did a roundup earlier this year to help you see where to go as we saw, oh, wrong link. Let me see if I can find it for you. Well, it may take me a minute. Email me and I can send you the link as well because it's a bit of an older post. Best, cheapest plans are to go with the prepaid plans that are at Walmart or Virgin Mobile. T-Mobile and Sprint also have the lowest prices over AT&T and Verizon. The hard part is coverage on T-Mobile and Sprint. So before you dive into those phones, you may have absolutely no coverage in your area, and you want to make sure that you do before you've signed some kind of plan, or make sure that you can get out of it. Both T-Mobile and Sprint are buying you out of any existing contracts that you have, though. So jumping in there and seeing what they'll do. And remember, this is a lot like appliances that we were talking about with Brady. These guys are going to do anything to get your business. So throw it out there that, you know, I'm contemplating moving to so-and-so, or I don't know if I'm 100% sold on your product. And they're going to make it work, and they're going to give you a deal to try to get you more motivated to come with them. But yes, T-Mobile and Sprint, lowest plans on the larger services. Walmart's system a lot of times runs on Verizon towers. So consider that. It's a very cheap plan, but it's actually running on the same towers and has really good service depending on the system that you go with. So it's at least something to consider. I think my CVS card is dying. The coupon center only printed 2 store coupons for me this week, and I don't get the % off coupons emailed to me anymore. How do I go about getting a new CVS card? Chandra, I would agree with Latricia. I have not gotten a % off or dollar off coupon in a number of weeks now, probably like 3 or 4 months. They used to come every single Thursday morning. I have not seen them. So if someone else has, I would love for you to chime in. But I'm kind of thinking they don't exist right now and that they're trying another option. If I get anything anymore in email, it is to shop on their website. I don't want to shop on your website. What they are doing now is trying to motivate you to use their app and to use their other systems. So if you haven't already, you can download the CVS app and you'll get extra care bucks for doing that. You can do lots of various other things on their website, linking in prescriptions, and you'll get a $10 extra care buck for this, and other incentive-based things is what they're trying. But to get a new CVS card is super easy. So if you feel like the coupon-wise, it's time for a new card, we're going to give up on the one we have, just go into the store and say, hey, I need a new card. Not, I lost my card, I just need a CVS card. They will give you one, and do not ever link the two together. So when you fill out the information for it, fill it out with a different phone number and a different address. If you don't have a different address, you can still do your same address with like 1/2 after it. So you live at 125 and a half, Main Street, whatever it is, it'll not link in their system because of that half. And that works in any system. Usually they consider it like an apartment, so it still comes the same address. But that way the two cards are never linked in the CVS system and you're good. But that's how you're going to do it. The downside with getting a new card is that you cannot go in and use the other card's extra care bucks or the other card's coupons. So you have to truly move on. And Joellen saying that she is still getting them. I guess we'll all go check our spam, Joellen, and see what we're getting. But maybe for Latricia, maybe there are just some of us that they just cast to the side recently, and we need to all go and sign up, see if we can reactivate our coupons. Okay. Sorry. How do I get the best deal on cable? I have DirecTV, and I'd like to get my bill lowered but not lose any services. Also, what's a good deal on internet, and who's the best carrier? So I will tell you, I'm not a cable girl. We don't do cable in our house. We do Roku, and for cable stations, use Sling TV. So it's $20 a month, and you have ESPN and ESPN2 and Home and Garden and Food Network and all the top channels that I would really care about. But it's $20 a month, and there are no taxes involved with Sling TV. That runs through our Roku. And then we use Netflix. So we don't have cable. In terms of getting good deals on cable, though, you should always pit the companies against each other, and every year you should renegotiate the price that you're paying. So calling around, and this is legwork, but you just do it once a year and kind of put it on your calendar. It's time to renegotiate the cable bill. So I call around, I find out what everybody's best prices are, and then I start pitting them against each other. Once I find them, then I call DirecTV and I say, you know what, I'm with you currently. I love your service. I'd be willing to stay, but so-and-so is willing to give me this many channels and it's this much cheaper per month. They will lower the rate. They will match the other price and sometimes even give you a better promotional price. They're going to lock it in, depending on who they are, for X amount of time. So DirecTV and Dish, they like to lock you into contracts. So if I can get the really great price that you want and you're cool with being locked in on it, that's fine. If you don't want to be locked in on a contract, you don't really have to be if you already own your equipment. As long as you're not renting your equipment, there's really no contract needed. So you can go that route and not be stuck in a long-term contract. And internet's the same way. So a lot of folks are going to tell you that the best deal is to bundle internet and cable, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's calling around and pitting the internet guys against each other too. If you have options, where we live out in the boonies, there are no options. There's one, and you're going to take what you've got because that's what you're getting. But if you've got some options to pit cable versus DSL, then do that and throw out, like, this is how fast the line they're willing to give me, and this is how much money they're saying it's going to be a month, and you're saying it's more. Make sure too that you're not paying rental on equipment. So if they're throwing that in there, if you look and you realize every single month I'm paying for a router from Time Warner, I don't need to be paying for a router. I can hop on Amazon and buy the same router Time Warner is charging you $8 a month to rent for $25. Do that. And you don't pay that $8 a month every single month. So that's a huge way to save right there, just not paying rent for equipment, but finding out what is the equipment that I need. I would like to buy this myself versus paying you to rent it. You can have yours back. That's going to save you a lot of money just to do that right there. Are there any national programs where we can donate school supplies to children in need? A lot of them, Kristen, are not national. They're usually on a more local basis, and you're going to see bins in all your local grocery stores, bins right in Target and right in Walmart to donate without, leaving the store. And that's where I would encourage you to do versus going and mailing them somewhere, finding something in that sense. It's usually done on a much more local basis, whether it's a local news station that does a drive, or even a local Shriners group, or all the various nonprofits that are out there. Tons of people love to do back to school supplies. So you're going to see a lot of options, and even the schools themselves will do them. So it could be that as well as an option, but you're going to see a ton of them. Does Target price match produce? Target will price match anything in the store. The hard part for produce in Target is that they do not sell their produce by the pound. They sell it by the each, even bananas. So for you to go in and price match something that is by the pound in the grocery store in Target is really, really tricky. And they're going to be able to kind of work around it because of that. And Walmart does a lot of that too. So Walmart doesn't sell grapes by the pound. They sell grapes in a 3-pound container. And getting them to price match that can be a pain. But if we wanted to price match other items that are by the pound, it's usually easier to do in Walmart at the register than it is in Target. I tell a lot of folks, Ray, don't worry about grocery deals in Target. Price match other things in Target. Back to school supplies, electronics, DVDs, household, blenders or whatever the case may be. But groceries, it's such a pain in the neck to price match in Target that groceries and the few cents here and there, it's just going to end up making you want to pull your hair out and yell at them. So I don't know that you're going to want to do that on a regular basis in Target. In Walmart, super easy. All I have to do is say, hey, Aldi has pineapples for 99 cents and Aldi has lemons for 10 cents a piece, and they're just gonna key it in. If you have a cashier that wants to see the ad, then pull it up on your phone. Have a little folder where ads are bookmarked on your phone so you can kind of go straight to it. Save yourself the time and you're good to go. So that if you wanted to price match, that's where I would do a lot of that. Okay, well, we have hit the 9:30 mark. I'm glad you guys filled us up with questions. I was a little concerned. We've never had to end early before. We will have a call next week, and then I'm probably not going to have a call the last few weeks in July as I get ready for the Becoming Conference. Life gets a little crazy around here. So just be ready for a small break. But we will jump back on same time next Monday night, 8:30 to 9:30. And I will see you guys then. If you have any questions in the meanwhile, feel free to always email me, Jenny@southernsavers.com. Or if you have any ideas of what we can talk about in the future, I'm always cool with that too. So feel free to chime in and send me an email and ask for specific topics. That is very good and very helpful. So y'all have a great week, and I will see you next week.